Wayzata High School for a great rematch in girls basketball in the Lake Conference. It's the number 1 and number 2 teams in the state 4A rankings. Number 1 Hopkins paying a visit here to number 2 Wayzata. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Ryan Iverson. And Ryan, wow, have these teams had great seasons. Undefeated the first time they met. Hopkins ended up winning it by 3, but just almost flawless resumes for both of these teams all year long.
Well, 49-1 combined record, which is pretty remarkable. And I tell you, I love both teams. They both have different styles. They do it a little bit different, but they have really good, talented teams. They're smart. They're well coached, and it's going to be a lot of fun tonight. I'm sure Wayzata has revenge on their mind.
Yeah, they met just a couple of weeks ago, and there is a very good chance that they could meet again. They're both in Section 6 4A, and you know, it always makes you wonder a little bit, do you hold anything back knowing that you could very well play this team for a spot in the state tournament?
And I think the answer is yes, you do. You want to win tonight, obviously just for pride, and it's a big atmosphere, a big game, and conference standings, all that stuff. But ultimately, we talk about it in every broadcast, you want to be playing your best basketball come tournament time, and there's no question these two teams are probably going to see each other a third time. So I think if you're Wayzata and Hopkins, you don't show all your cards tonight. You do everything you can to win. You're competitive, you want to win, but you're saving hopefully your best for that last meeting later on this season.
Let's talk about key players in tonight's contest. We know all about Paige Bueckers for Hopkins. She had 43 the first time around, but another player who will be playing Wayzata for her last time in the regular season, a senior, Delayla Chacolas. Talk about relentless.
Oh, I love Delayla's game, and I'll tell you, she's a star, but if she didn't have that Paige Bueckers on her team, she'd be a superstar. She is so fun to watch. She just never quits. She's all over the court. She doesn't have great height, but she's a tremendous rebounder. She's like a bulldog out there, Jay, and she plays great defense. She gets her head of steam going in transition, too. She's unstoppable. I think for Hopkins, they've had great regular seasons in the past. For them to win a state championship, you know what you're going to get from Paige. I think Delayla Chacolas is one of those underrated players. She's got to be remarkable coming down the stretch, and she has the talent to do it.
And for Wayzata, we're going to talk about one of their great young players. Sophomore Jenna Johnson has really had a great year.
Well, and that's kind of the difference tonight is you got Wayzata, which has great height, and with Jenna, I mean, she's a leading scorer, leading rebounder, as only a sophomore, and she had a big game against Hopkins the first time they played. They're going to need to dominate inside, and I think they have to play inside out tonight, and her getting to that 15 to 18 points or even higher is going to be critical for Wayzata tonight. So I'm excited to watch the Twin Towers for Wayzata play, and Jenna, again, only a sophomore, is just getting better and better too. A lot of fun to watch.
Round 2 here in this great matchup. The boys game should be a great one as well. We'll have that one also here on CCX Sports. It's number 1 Hopkins and number 2 Wayzata tipping off in just a moment.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
And welcome back to a rapidly filling Wayzata High School gym here for the Royals and Trojans. The first of a doubleheader as the boys teams will meet after this. Ryan Iverson playing injured tonight, a little basketball finger injury right before the contest. Let's look at the starting lineups. First of all, for the visiting Royals and Brian Cosgriff, KK Adams, Amaya Battle, Maya Naji, Delayla Chacolas, and Paige Bueckers, the starting unit for Hopkins. Just one senior in that bunch. And Wayzata, yeah, Wayzata's got a couple of key seniors, but they're also got a lot of young talent. Mimi Schrader, Callie Tyson are the senior starters, and then Annika Stewart, Mara Braun, and Jenna Johnson for Mike Schumacher and the Wayzata Trojans.
Well, just think of that, with Annika Stewart 6'3", Tyson 6'2", Jenna Johnson 6'2". It's like a Division I college front line right there. So just some great talent, great height and length for Wayzata. And you got some great athletes on the Hopkins side, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Naji and Tyson will jump it up. Tip controlled by Tyson. Wayzata has first possession. Mara Braun dumping it inside toward Tyson, but knocked away, and a steal for the Royals. Nicolas will send it up the right side, but a little too far for Najee, and a turnover right back the other way.
And that's Hopkins basketball right there, creating a turnover off of ball pressure. They get a tip, and then I'll tell you, when Nicolas gets in the open court like that, she makes great decisions. That time, just a little too much mustard on that pass.
Hopkins coming with full court pressure, and Najee got a piece of it, and then it hit Tyson, I believe. Let's see, whose ball is this going to be? And it will stay with Wayzata.
Oh, wow.
Hopkins, Coach Cosgriff, saw it the way I did. I thought it had hit Wayzata again. There's Bueckers with a steal.
And you've seen so far on every possession, 3 turnovers already for Wayzata, and it leads to a wide open 3 and a knockdown by KK Adams.
Adams draws first blood here for the Royals. Now Mara Braun will bring it up court as Hopkins drops back just into a man-to-man semi-press.
You know, Jay, if they kept stats, nice pass there, and there's a great post-to-post pass. You got to go right up with that.
Yeah, Stewart traveled after Tyson got it to her.
And she's got such great hands, great size, good footwork. She's got to go strong in there and trust that she's going to be able to release that higher than anyone for Hopkins. But I'll tell you, if they kept points off of turnovers, I would bet Hopkins year after year after year have to be the highest in the state, because they create turnovers so well, and then they're great at finishing afterwards.
Adams went inside to Najee but couldn't handle the pass, and there's a turnover by the Royals. Mimi Schrader into the front court. Battle defending her. They don't use Bueckers on Schrader. Instead, she's playing Jenna Johnson. Johnson drives and misses, and Nicolas pushing it back the other way. Adams, a nice catch, but then Jenna Johnson with the erase.
And that pass there in transition just a little bit behind, but that's where the length for the Trojans can come in handy, because it can erase mistakes. It can erase some bad positioning because they're able to get so many hands, block so many shots.
Bueckers, who went for 43 in their first meeting, a little short with that one, and rebounded by Stewart.
You know, I think that's a key too. If Wayzata can one shot and rebound, no second chance points.
And Johnson will be called for the travel. Bueckers cut across in front of her, trying to rip it away. And Johnson called for the walk. You can hear not all the Wayzata people agreed with that one.
And you can tell, I think Wayzata, they're coming out in the zone defense, which is smart. Just trying to throw a team like Hopkins, who's so efficient offensively, get them out of rhythm a little bit.
There's Braun jumping in for the steal. Mara Braun for the layup. Wayzata's on the board.
And that's exactly how you want to get on the board. Use great defense to create offense. Nice job that time by Mara Braun. Only a 9th grader getting in the passing lane, getting an easy layup.
Nicolas whips it around to Bueckers. Pull up from the baseline. That's a good for 2. First bucket for Paige.
Yeah, she's just so smooth. Got such a nice jump shot. She releases it high. And even if someone's in her face, it doesn't matter. She's just got that nice, easy, relaxed jump shot, nothing but net.
Yeah, she's able to concentrate on the hoop, whether there's a defender there or not.
And that's what great players can do. It doesn't matter what's going on around them. They concentrate on getting their shot.
Tyson spinning and going to the hoop, missed it and went down hard. Here comes Battle driving it back the other way, in and out. Najee had her hands on it, and it'll be out of bounds off of Hopkins. So the Royals missing an opportunity there. So you had to look at Brian Cosgriff. He's been through a few big games along the way for sure. 12 state tournament appearances and 6 times coming up with a championship, although they've been in a runner-up mode these last couple of years, and they would like to change that this season, obviously.
Pretty remarkable. 6 championships and a number more appearances. And he's built a great program. They have a lot of great talent, and scary news for the rest of the state is, like you mentioned, Jay, they got a lot of young players too, so they're gonna be at top here for a couple more years.
Schrader will inbound here. Wayzata trailing at 5-2. Kind of a sluggish start offensively for both teams, turning the ball over more than what they're accustomed to. And, of course, the quality of the defense has something to do with that as well. Wayzata got really bunched up, and Mara Braun will be called for the travel. You got 2 players in one spot there, and then she was a little awkward. She was trying to make sure she didn't step on the sideline.
Yeah, I didn't see the travel there.
No, I agree. I didn't think so either.
Well, and I want to just touch too, I think Mimi Schrader, who we've talked a lot about over the years, not a big scorer, only 5 points a game, but a game like this against Hopkins, where taking care of the basketball, making good decisions is so important. I think her role really tonight is especially important, and she's got to be aggressive.
Najee grabbed the offensive rebound, but then airmailed the pass into the bleachers, so it'll be a turnover on the Royals, and Wayzata gets the ball back here.
You know, kind of, you see teams against Hopkins all the time that turnovers, all of a sudden a tie game goes to a 15-point game, and if she's just able to control that pace and handle the pressure too, it's going to be a big plus for Wayzata.
Tyson with the catch at the free throw line, drives and misses. Got to step on Battle, but rushed it a little bit.
And she's missed 2 of those, but I think the important thing is she's able to get there. She's making good, strong, quick moves.
Adams the miss. Tyson rebounds for Wayzata. Now to Braun with Bueckers on her. Stewart wanted the ball in the post up there against the shorter Chocolas. Didn't get it. And this will be a 5-second count against the Trojans. And yet another turnover.
You're just kind of indecisive right there. A lot of that's just being young and still getting big game experience. That's where, as a coach, you always talk about, you know, attack. Either make your move to the basket, shoot it, or get rid of it, right? Move the ball, make the defense move. Team like Hopkins, it's so good athletically, and they can help and recover so well. You want to make them move as much as you can, wear them out as much as you can, and you'll get driving lanes.
Olivia Arnebeck, number 12, number 23, Jasmine Smiley in at the guard spots now for Wayzata on the top of that 2-3 zone. Adams whips it to Chocolas and then back out. Battle. And rattles home a three-pointer there. She's got a little bit of an unusual motion, but able to get it to go. And then another turnover for Wayzata as they tried to spring Johnson.
You know, and that's the thing Wayzata's got to be careful of. Is a big shot for Hopkins, you try to get it all back right away, and you got to take care of the basketball and get a good possession. Even if you don't get a basket, you don't want to have an empty possession with a turnover there. And I'll tell you, if Hopkins, if they can get consistent outside shooting from Amaya Battle, Jay, they might be unguardable.
Chocolas Battle and kicks it to the baseline. Adams shooting it up. That one no good. Rebound by Braun. Braun looking to Johnson on the baseline. Back out with it to Braun. Nice. Steps right through. Layup is good.
I'll tell you what I love that Coach Schumacher did. He took Mara Brown out for just a second and put her right back in. And that's great coaching for a freshman. You don't want to take her confidence, but you want to talk to her and get her right back in the game.
Nice move by Nadja to feed from Chocolas. So the Royals go back up by 6, 10-4. Here comes Braun attacking, no good. Johnson the rebound, that is good.
And that's how Jenna Johnson makes her living. Just great offensive rebounder, great drive by Braun too, and that allowed Johnson to clean up on the glass. Battle
back out for Bueckers. Interesting if Wayzata will stick with this 2-3 zone. I guess to a large extent it matters how effective it is. Najee turns and shoots it up. No good. Rebounded by Johnson. Now Braun.
I think if anything, Jay, it slows Hopkins down a little bit, which is, you know, when they're averaging 84 points per game, if you can slow them down a little bit, I think that's a positive.
Pass is tipped, and Smiley knocks it back out. Stewart for the 3, in and out. Rebound by Chocolas. Cut off by Arnebeck, and then stolen away by Braun. Just knocked it loose from Bueckers. Braun attacks and scores. Her third bucket.
She's been ultra aggressive. Great to see for a young player. And she went right at Paige Bueckers there, used her body to protect it. It was a great move.
Deflection and then a steal by Stewart. In a little trouble, but got it away to Braun. A chance to tie or take the lead with a 3 here for Wayzata. Oh, and Smiley's pass, a great steal by Battle. Got off her feet very quick. Behind the back, here's Battle. Oh, she couldn't finish. Najee, though, does, and a foul.
I know Maya Battle missed that, but was that just a beautiful move? Watch this behind the back here. Great extension, just couldn't make it. And Najee cleans up, and that's where if you're going to foul, right, you got to make sure that that player doesn't get that shot off. You don't want to give up a three-point play.
Elena Contreras, number 4, was going to check in for Hopkins, but she's coming in for the shooter. We do have Nunu Agara, number 3, checking in. Also 32, Taylor Woodson. Najee's free throw no good, so she'll get to stay in the game. That's not what she was intending there, but does get to stay because of the miss. Arnebeck in some traffic. Now Tyson. 4-point lead for Hopkins here. Number 1 versus number 2 in Class 4A. It's been that way all season long. Schrader recovers it for the Trojans. Now looking for Johnson and over her head. And that's what Hopkins will do to you. Even experienced players like Wayzata's got, you can get rattled a little bit when they're up on you.
You speed up, and you know that's a routine pass that Mimi Schrader could make in her sleep, and you end up putting too much on it, right? Because you're so worried about ball pressure and turnover. Again, you've got to be able to play at your pace. Nice pass.
Contreras left it short though in traffic, and Tyson grabs the miss. Smiley giving it to Callie Tyson, looking to attack. No good, but a blocking foul on Woodson.
And again, Callie Tyson, she's shown tonight she's got a quick first step and able to get that slash to the basket. Even though she missed her first 2 layups there, she went into the contact. And whether it's a foul or not, I always tell the young basketball players is go into contact. Referees will reward you for that more often than not.
Tyson's free throw is good, and she's so good at spinning from like the high post. She's got, really got that power dribble down to the point where she knows exactly how big of a step to take to be able to reach the hoop and all of that.
And she's got really good length, long arms, so she can get there in one hard dribble and, of course, finish up high where not very many people can challenge her shot.
1 out of 2 at the line, so a 12-9 Hopkins lead. Bueckers has been quiet so far, just 2 points. There's a baseline jumper by Woodson. She is just an 8th grader. They've got 3 8th graders and a freshman coming off the bench.
And they're all really talented. You don't get much of a drop off either.
Schrader down the baseline. Smiley around to Braun, open for 3, but it's wide right. And then a fight for the rebound. We'll get a tie-up. Alternating possession will go Hopkins' way.
Well, a good hustle by Wayzata to get that tie-up, because I'll tell you, Wayzata, if they don't get that, Jay, Hopkins is off in transition and running. So that's having good floor balance defensively is another key thing that you have to focus on when you play Hopkins, because they will get it and they will run off of a miss as well.
Bueckers catching it out high on the left side here. Wayzata's been in a 2-3 zone exclusively here tonight. Woodson was open. She didn't hesitate to shoot the first time she got it, but that time didn't really look at the hoop.
Oh, boy.
Battle has it blocked by Tyson and then taken by Callie Tyson.
What a quick first step, but there's that length of Tyson.
Schrader fell, and then her pass stolen by Woodson for the layup. 7-point lead now, biggest for Hopkins. Wayzata's continue to be plagued by turnovers here.
Again, you just see Wayzata speeding up a little bit. Nice job here by Mimi Schrader to get things slowed down, try to get a nice basket in the half court.
Dumping it down to Tyson on the baseline. Now Braun comes to get it. She'll turn and shoot. That one's in and out. Bueckers the board. Bueckers leading the break, attacking, and we'll get a blocking foul on Wayzata. As Bueckers, I think, kind of got caught in between there. She might have been bailed out a little bit on that one.
You get the feeling, too, that Paige Bueckers right now is kind of in that exploratory stage of what's the pace going to be like? Can I get my teammates involved? Kind of just be the playmaker for everyone else. And, don't think for a second she's not in her mind thinking of how I can attack this and get going, because I'll tell you, when she's in full swing offensively, getting to the basket, hitting jump shots, that's when they become really difficult to guard, because you forget about those other 4 players on the floor who are also extremely talented.
Lydia Hay checking in for the first time there, number 15 for Wayzata, as Bueckers looking to make the second free throw, and does. She has 4 points. Again, had a mere 43 the first time they played.
Not a bad night's work.
Najee coming back into the lineup here for Hopkins.
Imagine the Najee downstairs basement Nerf basketball. I mean, with her brother Zeke as well. I mean, it's got to be a fun thing to watch, to see those two play against each other.
Hey to Tyson.
And that's where I'd like to see Callie Tyson go by it, use her ability to get to the rim. When she's got a bigger defender like that, I'd like to see her try to get to the basket.
Corner to Schrader. Now Tyson posting hard, goes to Stewart in traffic and was fouled. Stewart will head to the free throw line here as Najee called for the foul.
You know, nice unselfish pass by Tyson too, and that's where I think Annika Stewart has got to be ready to catch and score. It felt like she got it, was kind of surprised that she got it, and was a second or two behind in going to the basket. If I'm her, I'm putting myself in position. I'm having those hands ready so I can catch and score before the help then comes back to you.
Free throw good again. Only 2 starters have made field goals for Wayzata. Braun has 3 of them and Jenna Johnson 1. It's an 18-11 lead for Hopkins. Here's Tricola, stops and fires.
You know, and that's Tricola did a nice job of getting to the middle of that zone. Paige Bueckers was about 8 feet behind the 3, but you have to respect her for her range from out there, and that opens up the middle of that zone defense. Hopkins doing a nice job attacking that.
Hey, across. Jenna Johnson's 3 goes in and out. Najee the rebound. Bueckers. Adams open on the left side, and she hits.
Just a great decision making by Paige Bueckers. You see the defense collapse in. She's got her head up, knowing she could get her shot at any time. Instead, gives up a good shot for a great shot. And KK Adams knocks down her second 3 of the game.
And it's kind of a small thing, but just the perfect timing for that pass, too. Yep. She knows exactly how far do I penetrate before I get rid of it. Right there.
And that's what I mean. If Hopkins, if you want to call these other players the non-Paige Bueckers players, right? But they'd be stars on most other teams. And, you know, someone like KK Adams, normally you'd say you never leave her open, but when the alternative is Paige Bueckers, let's triple team her, you do it. And that's where Hopkins, if they're able to all shoot the ball like that, Paige Bueckers is unselfish enough. She will find the open player more often than not, too. And that's what I think separates her from just being a good scorer to being a great player.
Yeah, she can, get her shot almost any time, but the thing about her is that she's more than willing to rack up assists and it doesn't even, really mind if she's not shooting the ball a lot either. So look at Coach Schumacher here, and his first season he was still the interim head coach. They beat Hopkins and Minneapolis South in back-to-back games to get to state, and been trying to get back ever since. Across it goes. Johnson inside. Najee with the block, and then Johnson's hand came up and hit Najee in the mouth inadvertently there. Maya Najee with the catch there. So 23-11 Royals lead. They've opened it up a little bit here. And they really haven't gotten really going offensively yet either, but they've been more efficient certainly than Wayzata.
Well, you can see Wayzata out of that zone, played man-to-man now, just switching it up.
Adams to Bueckers. Now Najee at the edge of the lane, driving, sweeping across with the left hand. What a move.
Yeah, great jab to the right. All it took was that little bit of a jab, and then she got going to the left, and he's got great length.
Nice up and under move there by Johnson for the bucket off the Schrader feed.
A great shot fake. You get your shot blocked once or twice. How do you go against that? You shot fake. Great job, great patience, and Wayzata able to answer there.
Here's Bueckers to Adams again. Will they do it again? They sure will. 3 threes in the half by KK Adams.
Didn't we just see that play a couple minutes ago? I mean, again, great penetration. And Paige Bueckers clearly right now okay at being the playmaker for her teammates.
Bueckers nearly had a steal there. She actually almost overran it, really. Johnson back out to Stewart. She'll take that 3, but too strong. Bueckers fighting through contact. It is going to be a foul call on Mimi Schrader.
And actually, Wayzata's lucky that was a foul call there. Otherwise, it would have been a 3-on-1. Okay, look at the drive and kick. And, right there, if you're Jenna Johnson, pick your poison. Do you help against Paige Bueckers, or she gets a layup, or do you try to force someone else? In this case, KK Adams to knock down another 3. And KK really in a nice rhythm shooting the ball.
And you're kind of taught all the way up to be, a good team defensive player.
Stop
Help your teammate
ball.
there. So even if, you know it's a good shooter out there, it's hard not to do that too. Battle shot no good, gets it right back. Missed that one, and Tyson will eventually grab it.
I'll tell you, Maya Battle did something that very few players do, is follow her shot. Usually when you shoot it, you can tell where it's going to go. She did a great job.
Braun across to Stewart, and she gets it to go at a much smaller defender on her and able to just catch and go up over.
Able to use her body there and did a nice job. That pass was actually perfect. And she caught it, went right up. She didn't let the defense come back and help to her.
Battle might have gotten away with a walk there. Her shot's a little short. Chacolas there on the glass, though, and missed it. Stewart rebounds. Wayzata just trying to get a little momentum, but they've just had too many mistakes here, and that one thrown away into the Royals bench.
Yeah, Mimi Schrader frustrated with herself there. That's kind of one of those unforced turnovers that against Hopkins you just can't give them. They score so much and so well that you just can't have empty possessions.
Najee flashing open and then went down, and she might be hurt.
You just get flashes of Zion Williamson's shoe coming off there. It looks like she's going to be okay.
He's telling the bench that I'm okay and don't need to come out, but they've already subbed for us. Woodson will come in. A little over 5.5 to go here in the first half. Bueckers turnaround is good. Braun banged into her pretty good on the catch there. Bueckers wanted a foul, but instead she'll just have to settle for a bucket. It's 30-15.
Well, that was just a smart play. She was actually coming off a screen to the outside and just went back door and caught it, and just a heads-up, intelligent play.
Schrader a miss. Boy, Wayzata cannot buy one from the outside. Battle to Chacolas. Too much traffic there to get that one up, so she brings it back out to Paige Bueckers.
You know, and that's where Hopkins plays fast, but they play smart. You don't have a good shot there. Take it out and let's run our set and get a great shot. And a lot of people think Hopkins just plays fast and almost reckless up and down. They're very intelligent how they play too.
Woodson a baseline drive, and she's fouled, and she'll go for two. And I think that's something that they, definitely have learned in some of the past few state tournaments, is that you have to be able to have a good half-court offense also. You're not always going to be able to count on turnovers and layups all game long.
No, and I think, a couple of years ago, especially against Elk River in the state championship, they weren't comfortable executing in the half court because they hadn't done it all year. And that's why I think you see Coach Cosgrove sometimes. I think he's done a remarkable job with this group because they're so talented. Number one, they play unselfishly. When you have a lot of talent, sometimes it's me. How can I score? How can I get my stat? These girls don't care about the credit. They just want to win. And two, they will push it and get transition, but we've seen tonight they've been really successful in their half-court offense too.
Woodson not able to convert at the line, so it stays a 15-point game. Hopkins has been in the lead pretty much throughout. Wayzata has looked sluggish offensively, not hitting outside shots and turning the ball over far more than they're accustomed to. Down low to Tyson for the layup.
Yeah, nice job by Tyson that time. She followed the ball, posted up hard, and had KK Adams, so she had a big size advantage. Did a great job of holding that position, able to catch and score.
Battle cutting to the hoop. Tyson got a piece of it. And the three ball won't go for Agara.
Oh, what a play.
Get a timeout taken here by Hopkins.
What hustle by Delayla Chacolas. She came out of nowhere, beat two blue jerseys to that basketball, and as she realized she was losing her pivot foot, was able to call a timeout before the travel. That's why we highlighted her in the pregame. She makes so many plays just like that throughout the course of a game.
And it's the first half right now, and it's a 13-point game, but you never know, plays like that you might be called on to make at the end of a state tournament game or something like that too.
Yeah, no, it's a winning basketball play. And I always tell kids too, and I've listened to some of the great coaches, if you make enough winning plays throughout a game, guess what you're going to probably do? Win the game. I mean, sometimes talent, dictates who wins and loses, but sometimes it's just those kind of plays.
Royals basketball here, inbounded to Najee. Now Bueckers, a little pull up in the lane, and she hits.
Yeah, she comes off a curl like that, and just one or two dribble, and then elevates. There's really nothing you could do about it.
And a turnover here. Bueckers could have grabbed that, but realized her momentum was going to be right near the sideline, so she just let it go, and it'll be Royals basketball.
She's similar in kind of, I'm not saying the same, but Kevin Durant with his length and his jumping ability, when he shoots, there's really nothing you can do. And it's kind of how Paige Bueckers is. When she decides to elevate and shoot, there's really nothing you can do to defend it.
Woodson down the baseline. Didn't get the foul call there. Tyson back out to Stewart. Looking for Johnson, but look at Battle get up for the steal again. Battle pushing it, and no good. Scrap for the rebound, and it'll be out off of Hopkins Agara, so Trojans will get it back here, but boy, they've just struggled to get much going offensively. I venture to say they haven't been at 17 points this late in the half all year.
Well, and I think you give some of that to missing some open looks, but keep in mind we talk a lot about Hopkins' offense. They're only giving up 49 points per game too, so they're very good defensively. And they make you uncomfortable. You play fast. There's a nice pass by
Mimi Schrader with the layup.
And I think they need her. They need her spark, her energy. And to be honest, Jay, I think they're going to need her scoring, right? Because you prepare to play Wayzata, you don't expect her to score. If she can be aggressive like that, I think it's huge.
Ooh, an illegal screen there as Woodson and Schrader collide hard. Another look at this layup. Wow. They win some horse games with that.
I really think she got a look up at the rim when she shot that. Just great spin and knowing where you are on the basketball court, too.
And Schrader kind of paid the price taking that screen there, but drew a foul on the opponent there. No, Wayzata would be big for them if they could cut it to single digits here before half. Braun out on the wing with Bueckers defending. Goes in for Stewart, but the help got there, and Adams knocked it away. Chicolas driving it, and then passed. It comes back to Bueckers.
Just how she drew it up, right? Yeah, I think she was trying to get that to someone else, but again, unselfish play. Chicolas could have taken a difficult shot, makes up a great pass, and I'll tell you, when you're a great scorer, sometimes you just find yourself in good opportunities. That ball just tips right to Paige.
Braun attacking, no good. Najee the rebound for Hopkins. So just a moment ago we were saying Wayzata, looking to cut it to single digits. Now it's back up to 15. Hopkins has the ball, and they've played a very solid game on the road here.
I think these last 2 minutes here are going to be big, Jay. I think if you're Wayzata, if you can get a couple of stops.
They'll get one there, and a rare miss of an open look for Bueckers. Tyson pushing it back the other way, and then just kind of lost it into Adams. And it will be out of bounds off Bueckers, it looks like.
Wow.
Coach Kaiser telling the far side official, you can overrule that, It did look like it went out off.
I thought they were going to get a foul call.
Oh, yeah, that's what he wanted, I think, there. But anyway, here's Tyson down the baseline.
Oh,
nice move.
Nice job by their senior leader, Callie Tyson. Get it to 13 again. If they can get a couple more stops, and to your point, just get some momentum going into halftime. There's a big difference being down 8 and down 15.
And that'll be a 5-second call the other way.
Johnson back in to Wayzata.
So the Trojans get it back with 1:40 to go here in this first half. Again, watch for the boys game between these two teams as well. It's turned into a great rivalry here in the last few years.
Well, we got here 1 versus 2. In the boys game, you got 1 versus 8. So just two both highly ranked girls and boys programs. And get used to hearing the name Najee, not just in the girls' game, but also in that boys' game.
Stewart the miss, and then it ultimately bounced out off of Najee's forehead, and Wayzata will get it back.
Well, Jenna Johnson, she's not going to get an offensive rebound, but give that credit to her on that, because her effort going into that's really what kept that alive and allowed Wayzata to get possession here.
Stewart back out to Schrader. Great work to jump that screen by Hopkins. Schrader over to Tyson.
So I think Wayzata would like to see her go to the basket in that matchup. And that's what Hopkins says. They get you playing away from the basket and east to west, not very much north and south.
Near miss for Schrader,
nice
and then
pass.
a great dish over to Johnson, but she double clutched and missed. And Chicolas rebounds and is foul. Wayzata did everything but score there, and that's kind of typified the way the night's been for them.
Well, that was a great possession. A skip pass, post entry, another nice pass, great pass from Mimi Schrader. And that's where, with Jenna Johnson, again, with her length and height, go straight up. No need to double clutch on that. I always tell kids, what's the worst thing that can happen? You get your shot blocked. So what? You keep going. And if anything, you might get a foul called out of it.
See if Hopkins will hold for one here. Early indication is that's probably what they want to do here, up by 13. Battle will give it to Adams. Schrader chasing now to Najee. Schrader trying to maybe, force them into, if not a turnover, at least a quicker shot by really hustling out after the ball out here. Bueckers will get rid of it to Adams. Baseline battle. Turns and fires and hits. What a great possession there for the Royals. And that is going to do it for the first half, and an outstanding first half on the road here. Hopkins showing why they are undefeated and ranked number 1, leading the Trojans by a score of 36-21 here at halftime of this one. And let's go over now to Ryan with Coach Schumacher.
Coach, down 15 at half. What did you see there in the first half?
A lot of nerves. Probably a lot of nerves on both sides, but particularly our squad. But you know what? We'll battle. We'll make some adjustments. We'll come back and we'll play hard.
I thought offensively you guys got a lot of good shots. Shots you normally make, they just weren't falling. Is that what you would say too?
Yeah. Well, a fair number of possessions we got good looks, and then of course some we didn't. But we got to finish. We got a lot around the rim that we got to go ahead and finish.
So down 15, is you go into halftime, is it more X's and O's or is it more psychological? Guys, we got to believe. Let's go out there. We can do this. How do you tend to handle halftime?
Well, I think tonight it'll be some X's and O's. I mean, to tell our kids to believe it, we believe. We're pretty accomplished. We feel good about what we do and who we are. So it'll be making some adjustments, maybe switching some things up, but they believe in themselves.
Well, good luck in the second half, Coach. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Ryan, and thanks, Coach Schumacher. A 36-21 lead for Hopkins on the road in this one. We'll be back with our first half highlights and then speak with Coach Cosgriff as well here. The Royals up by 15 here on CCX.
First time I tried Vicodin, it was laying around my mom's house. And then I kept taking them whenever I could get them. I didn't know they'd be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I brought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
When we found out that we were pregnant, we were just elated. We were just sitting there waiting for the pediatrician. She said she won't be taking you in as a client.
We are a lesbian couple, but she's just a baby. She's the one you're denying the service to.
36-21 lead for Hopkins here at halftime, as we'll check out some first half highlights from tonight's girls contest, starting with the Wayzata, and they just kind of had fits and starts of getting some decent offense. But this is a great play by Braun, jumping in for the steal.
Yeah, and she was really, I thought, kind of the one bright energy spot for Wayzata in the first half. Another quick hands and getting out in transition. Watch her use her body here to protect the ball, and great finish.
Braun not playing like a freshman in that first half. Here's Schrader the drive, and that might be one of the shots of the year right there as she spun it up. Tyson got some things going. She got some good looks early that she didn't finish, but got some couple buckets going late. But Hopkins was hitting some from the outside. Adams, that's one of 3 threes that she made. Battle as well here, able to knock this one down.
A beautiful behind the back, even though she missed that, it set up a nice offensive rebound by Najee, but that was just a spectacular individual move.
And then a good read here by Woodson coming off the bench. A 5'11" 8th grader did a great job to get that steal.
And she also knocked down another jumper. She was very productive there in the first half. And it might look like a repeat. It was back-to-back driving kicks. Paige Bueckers, nice kick over to KK Adams, knocked down a couple of 3 threes in that first half.
Bueckers, 10 points in the first half. Adams with 9 and Najee 6. Braun with 6 points to lead Wayzata. Tyson has 5. Stewart and Johnson with 4 apiece. So Wayzata's got some work cut out, but still in this one, 36-21 at halftime. We will come back with more of our live coverage here of Lake Conference girls basketball on CCX Sports.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream, that I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly, just to come back in a new disguise and be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I brought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
Welcome back here to Wayzata. Great crowd as you'd expect. Girls-boys doubleheader between 4 great teams here, as Hopkins leading Wayzata 36-21 at halftime of the girls game. And obviously some bigger and better goals are beyond this, but this is for a spot on, or a share of the Lake Conference title as well. Hopkins obviously would win it outright if they could secure the win here tonight. If Wayzata is able to rally and win, that would end up being a tie for the title. But Hopkins up by 15 right now. And, of course, we talked about number 1 versus number 2. And not that often that you see it stay that way throughout the year. And I think rightly so. Wayzata didn't drop any after losing by 3 at Hopkins earlier in the season. So these teams in the same section. I know there's been a lot of talk that people are, frustrated that the same, these two will be in the same section. And but that's the way it is, at least for now. There's work maybe toward trying to get like a 64 team bracket made for girls or boys basketball, but as of right now, we're not there. Park Center should be the number 1 seed in Section 5, perhaps. Centennial and Park Center should be the top couple here. So it looks like Ryan is ready to go over now with Coach Cosgriff.
Hey, Jay, so Coach, up 15 on the road against the number 2 ranked team. Were you happy with the first half?
Oh, yeah, anytime you can be up like we are, but we were in the exact same position last year at this time. On their court, we're up 15. They came back on us. So we got to make sure we make the stop right here and try to keep transitioning the basketball. And we feel like if we can get stops, I think we'll be all right.
One of the things I commented on the first half, and I've said it before, you guys are so great in transition, but really smart too. If you didn't have a great look, you had no problem pulling it out and running a half-court set. Is that something you guys really work on too?
Yeah, we do. We're executing pretty good right now in the half-court set, but they're good kids. They worked hard, so we like where we're at, but it's not over. It's far from over. So.
Last quick question for you. I know you got to go. How do you get so many good players to be so unselfish?
It's just what we do. It's just what we do.
It's a lot of fun to watch. Thanks, Coach. Good luck. All right, back to you, Jay.
Thank you, Ryan. And we saw Ryan sporting a little bit of he had to visit the trainer when he got here, a little pregame basketball injury on the finger. So Ryan's playing hurt tonight, and we appreciate it. Mara Braun will be inbounding for Wayzata as they get set to try and chip away and fight their way back into this one. I always kind of wonder, that you have all the hype the first time they played, and then what's it going to be like the second time around? Is it the same feeling for both teams? And kind of hard to say. That's hard to quantify, but.
Well, kind of surprised to hear about nerves too, right? You feel like that first one maybe, but you know what? We got to always remember that a lot of and especially in both of these cases, there are a lot of 14 and 15-year-olds. So this is a big deal. It's a big crowd, and I think if you're Wayzata, you want to win these first couple of minutes, get a couple of a big momentum play so you believe in it and you can execute, get back into this game.
They go down low to Johnson, and she'll go to the other side for the layup there. So they immediately go inside. And if there is, an area where they may be having a little bit of an advantage, that would be it. There's a turnover by Bueckers. Stewart, though, had it stolen back by Adams.
That's where you got to know who you're throwing to in transition, right?
Bueckers to Chicola, slow up and under there, and it's good.
She's so crafty too, Jay. Besides being fast and strong, just crafty.
15-point lead again, and Najee got a piece of that one. It'll stay with Wayzata. It almost hit Tyson and maybe did.
She did a smart play. She put her hands up immediately, selling that she didn't hit that.
Schrader looking inbound and battle with the steal. That's at least the third time she's done something similar.
Oh, nice
Chicolas right back to battle for two. That's a great play.
Ball never touches the floor. Back and forth to each other. Excellent fast break.
Schrader picks up her dribble way out high, and that's going to be an offensive foul on Mimi Schrader. A little bit of frustration showing right there.
You can tell she's frustrated, had the turnover on the previous possession, and goodness, what Hopkins does, that ball pressure, it wears on you. Even the best of them, it just wears on you, and you just got to be aggressive at it, and you got to mentally get through it too.
And this Hopkins team, I think, really plays good aggressive defense without fouling a whole lot too. I mean, they're just sound. They get after you, but it's not, an over-the-top banging into you constantly, racking up fouls all night kind of defense either.
No, and you've seen, teams that are really athletic, they fly around and they end up putting themselves in bad positions against good teams. And Wayzata is a very well-coached team, very smart, very disciplined. Hopkins, they kind of that great combination of ball pressure, but also being smart about it too. And I think the other thing that is really hard to defend about Hopkins is a lot of teams will have one or two guards. If they get in transition, they're dangerous. They really have 5 girls almost at all times that can get it and at least push it in transition, and that's why they I think are so effective.
Najee giving it up to Bueckers, gets a screen, driving to the baseline. That one partially blocked, was trying to draw the foul, didn't get it, but they get possession back. Adams down low. Chicolas shovels it to Najee. That one blocked by Johnson. Going to be out of bounds off Wayzata, though, and it'll stay with the Royals. Najee, quick catch and score. 8 for her now in the game, and boy, the Royals really blowing this one open. Johnson spins away. Schrader now back across to Stewart. Johnson inside was held by Chicolas. You can kind of see her get the arm wrapped around the waist a little bit.
Yeah, and I like what Wayzata is doing. They're making a concerted effort to get Jenna Johnson going down low. That's the matchup that she's probably going to have a little bit of size and height advantage, and they're working hard to get it to her, and I think that they got to continue to get her going.
Inbound stolen by Bueckers. She read that one. It was like she was the player running the little pattern there. Missed by Adams. Bueckers put back no good. Ooh, and Bueckers went down hard. Here comes Braun attacking the other way. No good. Tyson tied up by Woodson, and it'll go to Hopkins. Bueckers comes to get it here with her team up by 19. Battle awaiting the word from the bench here as they get into their set. Hopkins, they're up big here. They don't need to be in a hurry. If they're going to sit back defensively, they'll work some time too. Yep. And Battle looks like she was out of bounds, and it will be Trojans basketball.
I'll tell you, Battle is explosive. She takes that one quick, long step, and she can get by almost anyone. She hasn't made all of her shots tonight, but she's been very impressive with her moves and her just quickness and explosion to the rim.
And I've been impressed with defensively how quick she can, reach for a ball. It's hard to practice for that if you don't have anybody on your team that's that quick. There's Braun with a nice move.
And again, she's kind of been that one girl for Wayzata tonight that's been consistently aggressive tonight. In transition, that time a nice job reading it and getting in for a layup.
Little flare screen for Bueckers, and she knocks down a 3.
She's one of those, I could just watch her shoot. She's got such a beautiful release. That one looked good from the second she shot it.
Royals by 20. Schrader. Bueckers nearly has a steal. A fight for it. Johnson will be called for the travel. As she slid.
Yeah. And that, what that play's made of is Amaya Battle and ball pressuring Mimi Schrader. What happened is she was kind of that pressure leaning her back. She wasn't able to get much on that pass, and Amaya Battle, her length and her quickness is giving Mimi Schrader some fits tonight.
Battle driving into the lane and hits the pull-up jumper. She has 9.
And you get the feeling she could do that whenever she wants to.
I was just thinking to myself that even if she hadn't scored at all, she would have had a good game because of her D, but she's also added some key offensive hoops. Cross to Johnson, a long 2 that will drop. Stewart rebounds, now Tyson.
Nice move.
Missed it, got it back, no good.
Wow.
And they're letting them play here tonight. Here's Bueckers driving it the other way. Layup is good, plus a foul on Braun. So Braun will pick up her first. Bueckers was counting on being able to draw some contact there and did so.
Well, and one thing, too, if you're watching at home, is watch her put that ball way out in front, and you use your body as a shield. And it's really a smart move, because it's almost impossible to block that without fouling. And that's, again, where if you are going to foul someone, you got to make sure they can't get that shot off. You don't want to give up a 3-point play.
Bueckers with 16 now in the game, and it's 50-25, and the Trojans are going to turn it over again. This has turned into a bit of a nightmare for Wayzata on their home court.
Yeah, and you can tell they're just kind of void of energy right now. They need some positive energy, and I think you give really a lot of credit to Hopkins, how they're playing not only offensively, but Jay, I think defensively they've come to play too. There's always one thing, I go back to when I played in the summer league with the Timberwolves for a couple weeks, and I remember going up for a rebound, and I was a good rebounder, 6'3", I could jump. And I'll never forget when Kevin Garnett was at the three-point line and got the rebound, took one step, just the length of his arms. And something, length is something you can't prepare for. You can't practice against it if you don't have it. When you look at Hopkins, you look at Paige Bueckers, she's got great length. You look at Amaya Battle, she's got outstanding length for her height. Taylor Woodson as an 8th grader, and Najee's got great height. They just got really good length. So they might not have the height that Wayzata does, but I think they make up for it with some of their length.
And although there's still a lot of time to go in this game, we may be to the point already for Wayzata where they just need to be looking to kind of regain their confidence for the playoffs and in a possible third meeting with Hopkins, because obviously right now things are not looking good. You wouldn't feel from watching the first half and the first part of this that they could beat Hopkins if they played them again. Here's Bueckers into the lane, turns and nails the quick release jumper there.
That's a tough set to defend. She comes off a down screen away from where the ball is. And if you double her, then the person who set the screen is going to be wide open. If you don't, she comes off of it really well and gets that one dribble pull up where it's really hard to defend.
And Bueckers has so much variety that that was a rare time where you say it was the right move to shoot a shot without much arc, because she wanted to get rid of it quick and just flick it over the rim. Here comes Bueckers all the way, easy two.
And it's those little things when you're deflated and things aren't going well, right? A long rebound and the ball just bounces again. You have to have that defensive balance when you're playing against Hopkins.
Braun chased back out of there, and then Woodson bumps in there. We'll get a blocking foul. I think it was the right call, a little bit late, but it was the right whistle.
Second personal on Hopkins, number 32, Taylor Woodson.
So Smiley will inbound as Chacolas comes back into the lineup here for the Royals. Everything's gone well tonight here for Hopkins. They have dominated. Smiley giving it up to Tyson. Spins at Bueckers and scores. Bueckers tried to draw the charge.
I thought that was a beautiful move by Tyson. That was just I'm a senior, I'm tall, and I'm strong, and I'm getting to the basket. I think they needed her to do that, and they needed it early.
Braun giving it to Tyson, driving down the middle, had it blocked. And Woodson pushing it back the other way. Missed it short. Chacolas, the rebound is foul.
And she just somehow, with her height, she's only 5'7", but she somehow seems to get every rebound, doesn't she, when she's down there?
Third personal on Wayzata's number 23.
Smiley will pick up the foul there. I think part of what she does well too, that it sounds simple, but she just assumes they're going to be a miss. I mean, not that she doesn't have confidence in her teammates or whatever, but she prepares as though every shot's going to be a miss.
I'll tell you the other thing she does that's really underrated is if you watch on shots, she doesn't wait for the rebound. She gets into a position where she thinks that rebound's going to go. So she's already a step ahead usually of the other team. And then she's got great instincts, and she's very quick to the ball and a quick leaper too.
Makes a pair of free throws, 56-27. Hopkins looking to put a exclamation point on the regular season here.
I think too, Wayzata's going to watch the tape of this, and I know Coach Schumacher is going to talk to him about it, is I didn't think they came out aggressive enough. You know what I mean by that, Jay? A lot of just dribbling on the perimeter. If you allow Hopkins to get into your space, and they don't respect the fact that you might blow by them, then they've won. They've controlled that game.
Tyson down low to Stewart, missed it, gets it back though and scores.
Nice job, 4 out there around Stewart, and she stayed with it, missed the initial shot, but did a nice job of making a quick decision, going right back up with it.
56-29 advantage, and we'll get a 5-second call against the Royals.
I don't know how that's 5 seconds. She came off the screen.
K.K. Adams checks in for Hopkins.
Huh.
Inbounded to Schrader. Bueckers tried to jump that one, but didn't quite get it. Tyson looked down low and then
nice cut.
Now finds the cutter Hay for the layup.
Great cut by Hay. She set her girl up very nicely there. And that's where having the size is so nice for Tyson, is she can look over the defense and really get good angles to deliver those kind of passes.
Bueckers was held as she started to penetrate there, and it will be against Hay. Johnson will come back into the Wayzata lineup. Tyson will get a breather.
You know, I think too, if you know, Wayzata normally a very good shooting team too, and they just haven't been able to get anything from the perimeter to fall too. So I think you know, obviously, you know, if they don't come back and win this game, there's a lot of things they can take from it, knowing that they could do better the next time these two teams play.
Chicolas kind of rushed that one up. Now Schrader outletting to Braun. Inside Johnson shrugs off the defender there and scores it.
And she did a nice job after the defender fell. Sometimes an offensive player will stop, and that kind of makes the referee almost want to call it. She just played right through that contact.
Bueckers attacks and draws a foul. This is either a flop or a charge, whichever team you're rooting for. You have a differing opinion on that.
You know how sometimes there's that pause, right? And the referee then will blow the whistle. I thought Johnson did a nice job just playing right through that contact.
10 points in each half so far for Paige Bueckers, and hits the free throw. May not reach 43 like she had the first time around, but she kind of took over early in the second half after just kind of letting the game come to her, racking up assists as well as points in that first half.
You know, and I'll tell you, I think a great compliment for a good player is when they don't seem like they've scored much. And she seems like she's been quiet tonight, but again, already in the 20 points, and you get the feeling if she wanted to be more aggressive at any time, she probably could.
Johnson giving it up to Stewart, who will shoot that three. It's short. Schrader rebounds. Nice dish. Johnson alone and lays it in. But Wayzata right now, the best they're doing is trading hoops, which obviously isn't going to get them caught up.
And that was really one of the first Mimi Schrader type plays we've seen tonight. Sprinting after a rebound, getting an offensive rebound, and then a beautiful pass, setting up Johnson.
Adams to the baseline. Chicolas giving it up there for Woodson. No good. Chicolas wins the fight for the rebound and scores on the turnaround.
So think about what she did on that play. Hustles, makes a great pass, missed shot, offensive rebound, passes, gets it, makes a turnaround shot. And she's just got such great energy and quick decision making.
Hay giving it up to Cutter Johnson, but too much traffic there, and we'll get a tie-up.
Jump ball, possession to Wayzata.
So it'll be Trojans basketball here. Not been the kind of night they were hoping for here on their home court, as Hopkins has pretty much dominated this one. A little under 9 minutes to go. Schrader will inbound here. Now Johnson dumping it to Tyson. Spins back to the right hand, left it short though. Here's Jenna Johnson for the rebound. That won't go. And Schrader gets to it, but she slid on her knees and will be called a travel.
Great hustle by Mimi Schrader.
Coach Schumacher pleading the case that you know, was still a loose ball as she was recovering, but Battle giving it to Chacolas out on the wing. Skip pass over there to Adams, and now baseline. Nice move by Woodson, but blocked by Tyson.
Yeah.
Braun
Nice
inside to Johnson. Layup's good.
I'll tell you, Wayzata can build on that. Certainly Jenna Johnson's been more aggressive in the second half, and she's got 8 here in the second half. You know, and they need her score. And again, we talked about she had, I think, 21 in the first game against Hopkins, and she's kind of that matchup that I think can give Hopkins some trouble.
Missed by Adams, and it ultimately winds up back with Adams. Now Woodson attacking, no good. Tyson grabs the rebound. Wayzata trying to close back within 20, which obviously wasn't where they were hoping to be to start the night, but still is something to try to build on. Knocked loose by Woodson and able to save it. Tyson gives it to Braun. They'll get another crack at it.
Great hustle by both teams. You see multiple girls diving on the floor.
Cross-court pass too high for Schrader, though, and it'll be a turnover, and Hopkins gets it back. Arnebeck checking in here for the Trojans. And Agara, number 3, back in for Hopkins. Battle giving it to Chacolas. Back out for Bueckers. Drives, pulls up, short on the rim there. But they'll get another opportunity. Bueckers driving into traffic and is fouled before the shot attempt. Arnebeck will pick up the foul for Wayzata. 6th team foul, so from here on, Hopkins will be shooting. Chacolas back out. Battle will let it rip, and it's in and out, and Tyson boards it for Stewart for Wayzata. Schrader's pass knocked away by Bueckers, and it will be Hopkins' ball.
Well, that's a great defensive play by Paige Bueckers that time. I think knowing that Mimi Schrader was going to pick up her dribble and pass that, and it's again where I know Mimi Schrader, her value to this team is way more than just her points. But if she's a threat to get to the basket, then she forces the teams to have to help, and then those passing lanes are going to be there.
Going to get a foul on Wayzata running through a screen there away from the ball. And Bueckers, you know, you always think about like reading the game so well as a point guard when you have the ball, but defensively she does too. I mean, she guesses right so often on what the opponent's going to do when they're coming at her.
It's just that skill of anticipation that you see great players just have it. You can't teach it, you can't coach it. You know, you can talk about it and show habits and instincts, but you either got it or you don't, and she seems to always be in that right spot.
Johnson up inside, no good. Fight for the rebound is a jump ball. It'll go Hopkins' way.
Well, I'll tell you, you commented on it earlier. Hopkins being able to play great defense without fouling. Even down low, even if they're giving up some height, they do a great job of challenging shots, but not going for shot fakes, and you're right, avoiding contact. And all they've done is just made it difficult. No easy baskets for Wayzata tonight.
Bueckers to Chacolas on a little pick and roll. Turnaround try is off the backboard. Najee's pass back out, stolen then by Schrader. Handing it over to Johnson. 5.5 to play. Hopkins has dominated this one, looking to get the season sweep of Wayzata.
Nice move.
Tyson not quite able to get it to drop though.
It's just a great move. She's had that a couple times tonight, I think, where she's made excellent moves, got to the basket in one dribble, and the ball just not quite falling tonight.
Bueckers over to Chicolas now. The lead hasn't grown much lately, but it also hasn't really shrunk that much either. We stayed around the 20-plus mark here for quite some time. Bueckers short with that one. Chicolas rebounding was blocked. Bodies all over in the lane, out of bounds off Hopkins. It'll be Trojans basketball.
Mara Braun back in for Wayzata.
Schrader getting set to inbound here for Wayzata. Tyson will hand it back to Schrader here. Near steal, now ultimately it is a steal. But Schrader steals it right back. Cross court with it, Mara Braun. Trying to get one up in traffic there at a short, battle the rebound.
Again, playing defense, challenging a shot without falling.
Here's Battle down the middle, no good. Tyson the rebound. I think tonight's been a good example too for both teams. Sometimes you have to learn to play through a little contact. Yep. They've been kind of letting them play tonight. Stewart gets the putback there, and I think to their credit, for the most part, both teams have not been too overly concerned with, why wasn't that foul and everything. I mean, you just have to put your head down and keep going.
I'll tell you who else I've been impressed with. You see Annika Stewart is on the rebound there, but Mara Braun as a freshman tonight has been really aggressive, and I think, just for her confidence too, is, she's going to take away from this game. Like, I could do that. I can play against anyone in the state, and when you're young, that might sound elementary, but when you're young, that's a big deal. Confidence is really almost half of the battle, is just having the belief that you can compete and win matchups. And so I think that's one positive that Wayzata is going to take. I know she hasn't made every shot, but I've loved how she's been aggressive and fearless going to the basket.
Well, and we're close enough to see, everything going on out here, and you just get the impression from watching her that it wasn't like, oh no, I have to go against Paige Bueckers. It was, this is awesome. I get a chance to go against Paige Bueckers.
I want to show what I can do, and absolutely. And she showed she belongs out here, and made some great plays and great transition plays, and defense leading to offense. And I just love, even if she's not making a shot or misses a shot, she goes right. She keeps coming, and that's a big compliment.
See if Hopkins might be looking to spread it out a little bit here. The lead is at 20, and they pretty much have this one in hand, but you don't want to let a team get back into it unnecessarily either.
No, they're going to spread them out, take time off the clock, and ultimately what it's going to do is force Wayzata to extend their man-to-man defense, and that's where it's going to open up some driving lanes too.
Yeah, perfect possession for Hopkins might be to dribble or pass it around for a minute and then get a layup or get at least a free throw. Yep. And there we're going to get free throws as Schrader fouls Adams. And KK Adams will head to the free throw line.
KK Adams been quiet here in the second half after knocking those 3 threes down in the first half.
Free throw is good.
She's got a nice looking stroke too, doesn't she, Jay?
You get the idea that she feels that every one of them's going in, and that's kind of the first part of the battle in being a good free thrower. Nice knee bend and extension there. Gets them both to go. 11 points now for Adams. 61-39 Hopkins. Smiley works her way into the front court. Schrader is going to shoot up a three, and it's good.
Good to see that drop for Mimi Schrader. I love how she came off a screen there on the baseline and came off ready to shoot, confident, and nothing but net. Knocks it down.
Bueckers over to Battle. And Johnson will take the foul on Chacolas. Second foul on Johnson, and Chacolas will head to the free throw line. Almost looks like Wayzata is trying to foul here, which it could make for a long 2.5 minutes if I don't know that they're close enough for this strategy to be something that's going to work, but free throw is good. And second free throw also good. So 63-42 Royals lead. Tyson working her way up court. And goes all the way for the left-hand layup. She realized that about half court there was really nobody in front of her. And we'll get a foul call on Schrader. She wanted a jump ball, but instead had a little bit of arm first.
She's got great strides, and she's pretty fast for how tall she is. And I don't wonder, too, when these two teams meet next, in the playoffs, if they don't look at maybe having Callie Tyson bring the ball up, right? You look at what matchup you want, and she knows she's going to have some height on. She's got great speed and good ball handling skills. Maybe look at her initiating the offense, and then maybe you get Mimi Schrader coming off screens and being a little bit more in aggressive mode. So it might be something that Wayzata looks at the next time these two teams meet.
Adams missing the first one, gets the second one to drop. Braun coming back in for Wayzata. Johnson will check out. It's a 20-point game, 2:16 to go.
And give Hopkins credit, too. They're making free throws, right? How many times do you see teams have a lead but unable to finish games off because they're not making free throws?
Braun drives and scores, plus a foul. Becker saying, I conceded and got out of the way, but it'll be an and one situation here for Braun.
Well, we saw Mara Braun do a similar move in the first half in transition. And again, watch her go into the contact. You see her use her body and go into the contact and able to finish. She does a nice job. And it's rare for a ninth grader to be able to want that kind of a contact, and goes up strong and able to finish.
Arnebeck back in. Braun with 10 points, and that one spins out. Chacolas rebounds and then is quickly fouled, I believe, here. That'll be on Tyson, I believe, so we'll head back to the other end for free throws here for Chacolas. The one good news for Wayzata is that there weren't a whole lot of fouls in the first half, really, so that now some of their players, still have some fouls to give here, but. And it rattles and drops for Chacolas. Stewart checking back into the Trojans lineup. And second one also good for Chacolas. And there's a steal by Battle.
Oh, nice pass.
Gives it over to Chacolas for the layup.
What a great unselfish play by Amaya Battle. Athletic steal. Could have had a layup instead. Sees Chacolas there for an easy layup. Beautiful play.
Smiley. Handing it over to Braun here. 1:50 to go. Hopkins up by 22. And Battle jumps in to steal that one. A great play, and got it out of there as well to Adams. And they're going to call jump ball there. It'll be Wayzata basketball.
Look at that great anticipation. And watch, I thought she was going to go up for it. Instead, beautiful, unselfish play. The two teammates acknowledging each other. That's beautiful basketball.
Well, that's a minimum of 4 steals tonight for Battle, and maybe even more.
And I think it's even more than that, just bothering Wayzata, whoever's handling the ball. A lot of it's been Mimi Schrader, but just forcing Wayzata to not be aggressive, not able to get into their stuff, too.
Tyson the miss, Beckers the rebound. And Smiley fouls her. That'll be number 4 on Jasmine Smiley. And Paige Bueckers will head to the line here as Hopkins is going to finish off an undefeated regular season. Boy, as many good teams as they've had, this regular season has probably been as good as any that they've had.
Well, it's not that, they've had other phenomenal teams, but it seems like the difference maybe between them and everyone else this year is a little bit bigger. And I'll tell you, the last possession, there was a play that really stood out. It's nothing major, but Taylor Woodson's offensive player set a ball screen. Did you see her jump out on that ball screen and how they defend it? I think that's what's been really impressive tonight is just how Hopkins has defended, how hard they've defended. They're up 24 right now, still picking up full court, denying. That takes a lot of energy, a lot of effort, too.
I think that's possibly a little bit of a message sender for if they play again, too, that we're not going anywhere. Yeah. We're still going to be in your face with a big lead or not. Stewart inbounding to Schrader. Minute 10 remaining. It's going to be a season sweep here for Hopkins against a very good Wayzata team. And the second game not nearly as difficult as the first. Stewart missing for three. Smiley tracks it down. Braun will step back for a three, but that one is short. Braun getting it back. Now Schrader, baseline try on the other side, short. They'll get it again. Schrader will shoot a three, and this time it is good. Mimi Schrader hitting. The 2 threes that she's made recently, though, Ryan, are their only 2 threes of the game.
Yeah, they just haven't shot the ball well from outside, but that was a normal Wayzata possession, right? A long outside shot, rebound, multiple offensive rebounds, and it ends up in Mimi Schrader, who usually always makes great decisions. That time she knocks down her second three. I thought the key too tonight was really the first minute or two of the second half. Wanted to see if Wayzata could come out, maybe make up 6-8 points, get back into this game, make it a little tighter, and instead Hopkins kind of got away early and built that lead up to 20 plus points, and really the game was never in doubt after that.
Bueckers kicking it back out. Hopkins student section getting the undefeated chant going, and what a regular season it has been for the Royals. And the time's going to tick down, a 70-49 victory here for Hopkins, so they leave no doubt about the conference title and the #1 ranking and all of that.
Well, the first time these two teams meet, it was 69-66 Hopkins. Today, Wayzata only 49 points. So I think it's a combination of shots that Wayzata normally is going to make, and also just how well Hopkins played defensively tonight.
So a big victory here for the Royals. We'll be back here to wrap things up in just a moment as they defeat the Trojans 70-49.
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I brought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
Marie, you have prediabetes.
Prediabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get prediabetes.
Wait, what?
Let me just... Yeah, this is all the people at risk for prediabetes, and way over here, busy moms. No?
Hopkins 70, Wayzata 49. Let's give this another shot here. Let's go over to Ryan.
I'm with Delayla Chacolis. Delayla finished off an undefeated regular season. You beat the number 2 team tonight by 20-plus points. How was that tonight? How were you able to do that?
We had a game plan. We knew everything they were going to run, and we just executed it. Last game, we felt like we didn't really play to our best potential, so we had to give it everything, and we did.
There's a chance you could see them again in the playoffs. Was this kind of a message tonight? Like, we're not going away. We're here. This is how hard we play. You get random kisses from people in the crowd. I love it.
Yeah, this is definitely a message to them, but it's also a message to us on how we can play all the time and how if we stick together, we can just do what we got to do.
I just love watching you play basketball. It seems like every loose ball, your rebounds, you're great in transition. You're so unselfish. I mean, what is your role on this Hopkins team?
They call me Charles Barkley. I clean up everything, and whatever my team needs me to do, if that's getting a rebound, scoring, making free throws, again, to stop, that's what I'm going to do in order for us to win.
What does this team have to do to stay undefeated now through the most important part of the season, winning that state championship?
Just keep what we're doing, preparing, watching film, going hard at practice, and just coming out here and giving it our all.
I got to ask, I saw you make a basket in the second half, telling the Wayzata fans to shh down there. Was that kind of a statement as well?
Yeah, I kind of let them get in my head the first game, so I just kind of was like, man, might not have fun with it.
Well, congratulations on a wonderful game, a great season, and best of luck in the playoffs, too.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Delayla. Back to you, Jay.
Thank you very much, Ryan, and congratulations to the Royals as they secure an undefeated regular season and the Lake Conference title. Final is Hopkins 70, Wayzata 49. Watch for the boys game as well as John Jacobson joins Ryan for that one. Thanks for joining us for High School Hoops here on CCX.